Okay, thank you for joining me. This is Fly My Phantom, Part 4. DJI, bit of history on the future of possible. Last quad we looked at was the Inspire, and that was released November 13, 2014. If you've not watched the previous 3 videos, please do watch them, they are in the playlist. So in April 9th, 2015, DJI released the Advanced and the Pro, or the Professional. There was no difference between them. They were basically the same quad. The only difference was the camera. The Advanced filmed in 2.7 and the Pro filmed in 4K along with 1080, obviously in 720p. You could theoretically just take the camera for Pro and put it on Advanced and it'd be just a Pro. That was what just determined which one was the Professional. Now the batteries changed as well. On the Vision they were an 11.1 volt. On Advanced and the Pro they were a new 15 volt 4 cell, which gave it supposedly better flight time. But again, as I've always said, flight time is just dependent on how you fly. What else was different? Oh yes, it used a new control method called Lightbridge. Now I can't find much in the way of information on Lightbridge, but basically when a Wi-Fi sends a packet it waits for an acknowledgement. With Lightbridge they did away with that, so it made the Wi-Fi transmission quicker and much better, and it gave longer distances as well. I think I took a Professional out to about 14,000 feet, whereas my Vision and Vision Plus I'd be lucky to get maybe 1,500 feet. So that was it. There wasn't much difference with them. They came out, they were very expensive. That was the thing, DJI releases, but they were really expensive at the time. But they were nice quads, all white. There was differences with the way the compass was mounted. Remember I showed you on the Vision and Vision Plus how the compass mounts. In fact, I've got on the desk here, luckily for you guys, I've got a Professional. Here it is here. So say look at the pictures, you'll see the legs here have covers on them, front and back, for the aerials and for the compass as well. The camera mounts exactly the same as the Vision. It's a 3D gimbal. But what's different is the controller. Now you remember the controller for the Vision and Vision Plus was this thing, the same as it has been for a while. This one is the controller for the Advanced and the Pro. First of all, a nice big holder here for phones and tablets. Power button, return to home button. Twin big aerials here because Lightbridge uses 5.8 and 2.4. It switches between the two to give the best signal strength. Lots of buttons on the side here. You got one for changing things in the menu. You got a camera up and down button. Flight mode. I won't go into flight modes in this video. I'll cover them at some other point. Record button, take photo, and a pause button. On the back here you've got a C1 and a C2. You could use those in the app to assign different functions to them. And here is the most important part, so USB port. You plug the USB lead into there, plug the other end into your phone, you launch the DJI Go app, and you had crystal clear 720p image. So the image quality on your phone and your tablet was really good in comparison to the 640 that was available for the Vision and Vision Plus. It does weigh a bit though. When you've got a massive big phone or tablet there, this gets really heavy in your hands after a while. Charging port on the side there, and there's a little slot there you can put an SD card in. That was just for firmware upgrades. Again, won't be covering firmware upgrades in these videos. So that was the Advanced and the Pro. So let's go back and move on swiftly to the next one, which was the Phantom 3 Standard. This was released in August the 5th, 2015. Now this was brought out because not everybody could afford a Phantom 3 Pro or the Phantom 3 Advanced. They were incredibly expensive, so DJI realised they need to get something out quickly for the lesser priced hobby market, so to speak. And the Phantom 3 was, in its time, or as it should have been, a really good quad. Filmed in 2.7K, which was really good, but it utilised the same Wi-Fi as the Vision and Vision Plus, so range-wise, you were lucky to get any more, well, anything up to a mile depending, of course. Don't forget the CE and FCC modes. CE is Europe, it's less power than FCC, so if you're in England, for instance, the max range was, as I said, up to about a mile at best. But of course then you're breaking visual line of sight rules, which is another topic altogether, mind you. Now unfortunately the Standard did suffer a series of issues. Range, it just seemed to have issue getting past 500 metres. There was lots of posts about improving the range on the Phantom 3 Standard, fitting range extenders. I'll cover range extenders, as I said, further down the line at some point. Parts of the main board inside the camera were known to fail after a period of time if it was used. And the one that I saw flying had really bad shake on the camera. Again, not sure why. So it was a bit of a failure, but it was a good camera quad system for people who were just getting into the hobby and wanted the Phantom 3. So moving on to the next one was the Phantom 3 4K. Now this was released January the 5th, 2016, so almost August, September, November, December, 5 months after the standard came out. Not sure why DJI released this. It had the same controller as the Advance and the Pro, but it used the basic Wi-Fi of the Phantom 3 standard and the Vision and Vision Plus range, I believe. I've never actually ever seen one. I've seen them on eBay and think I might pick one up if I can find one cheap enough. I don't know whether they were good quads or bad quads because I never got a chance to actually have a look at one. I may pick one up one day and may have a fly with it and find out for myself. But that was it. That was what the Phantom 3, the 4 Phantom 3s that came out between sort of 2014, 2015. And yeah, they were good quads. They really were good quads. The Professional, as I said, was a really good quad. Well, that's it. That's the Phantom 3 range. Hope you've enjoyed looking at them. I'm going to go away now and get ready for part 5. Don't forget, if you like the video, do hit that subscribe button. It should be appearing down there any second now. And come back for part 5.